Have you ever thought about this question? What does your ideal life look like? Some people might say, I hope I never have to worry about money and can buy whatever I want. Others might say, I want a simple life, my own cozy home, a partner who understands me, and a lovely child to complete my happiness. Then there are those who might say, I still don't know what kind of life I truly want. The truth is, everyone's vision of their ideal life is different. But if you haven't figured out what you want, the book we're sharing today might give you the answers. This book is designed to help you discover what kind of life you truly desire and guide you on how to achieve it. It's written with the ultimate goal of helping people live a happy and fulfilling life. That book is The Secret. When The Secret was first published, it hit the New York Times bestseller list in its debut week. For over 20 years, it has remained a global sensation, translated into over 30 languages. This book reveals the great secret of life, the law of attraction. You might find it hard to believe, but the people who knew the secret are among history's greatest figures: Plato, Shakespeare, Newton, Hugo, Beethoven, Lincoln, Emerson, Edison, and Einstein. This secret can help you achieve everything you desire, including health, happiness, and wealth. Today, we'll unpack the secret through 5 key aspects: understanding the law of attraction, solving the ultimate questions of life, the power of thoughts, realizing that you are the source of everything, and how to create the life you want. With the guidance of this book, you'll gain a clear understanding of how the law of attraction works and how to apply it to bring health, wealth, happiness, and other wonderful things into your life. You'll experience a renewed passion for life and get closer to living the life of your dreams. So, what exactly is the law of attraction? It's the most powerful law in the universe, influencing everything around us. This law governs the entire order of the cosmos, every moment of your life, and everything you experience. The law of attraction has been in operation since the beginning of time. It's everywhere, always active, and will exist forever. If you can become consciously aware of this law, fully understand it, and use it effectively, you'll be able to live the life you desire. At this point, you might be wondering, isn't this a bit too good to be true? That's why the author of this book advises that before you can harness the law of attraction, you first need to understand it. Whether or not you're aware of its existence, the law of attraction is always at work in your life. You can't escape it because it's an inherent part of everything you do. Regardless of who you are or where you are, the law of attraction is constantly shaping your life experiences. And the way this powerful law operates is through your thoughts. Let me explain. The law of attraction is omnipresent, influencing every corner of the universe. Even if you know nothing about it or don't understand its impact on your life, it's still there, always working. Without it, you wouldn't experience anything, not even this moment as you listen to this book. In fact, it's your own attraction that has brought this book into your life, making it part of your experience right now. Now, let's clearly define the law of attraction. Everything in your life is something you've attracted. That's what the law of attraction is. The Secret even has a subtitle, The Secret to Achieving Your Dreams. As the name suggests, this book is about how the things you desire in your mind can become your reality. Once you understand and master this law, you'll gain control over your destiny and truly become the master of your fate. Let's start by diving deeper into the 2 essential conditions and 5 key characteristics of the law of attraction. While the law responds to and influences everything you think about, for something to manifest in your life, 2 necessary conditions must be met: the generation of a thought and the expectation of its outcome. In simpler terms, it requires both the desire to create something and the willingness to accept it into your life. Here's a simple way to think about it. For something to come into your life, you first need to have the thought of it. Then, you need to expect it to become a reality. For example, when Jeff Bezos started Amazon 30 years ago, no one believed he would succeed, but he firmly believed in himself and worked tirelessly toward his vision. The rest, as we all know, is history. What Bezos did perfectly aligns with the 2 conditions of the law of attraction. At this point, you might object, saying, I don't want to get sick, So why do I still get sick? Of course, no one intentionally attracts things they don't want. But the reality is, the things you deeply desire often come into your life, and so do the things you desperately want to avoid. Why does illness happen even when you strongly wish to avoid it? It's because you're constantly worried about getting sick, always thinking about it, focusing your attention on unsettling thoughts, and generating strong emotions around it. In doing so, you attract it into your life. That's why it shows up. At this point, someone might ask, isn't it a good thing to pay attention to your health? The law of attraction teaches us that the more you focus on something, the more likely you are to attract it. When you focus excessively on medical issues and health, you might unintentionally stir up negative emotions, worrying about what might happen if you fall ill. In this case, you're already attracting negatively. Fortunately, your thoughts don't materialize immediately. There's a buffer period, giving you ample time to adjust the direction of your thoughts. How can you make these adjustments? The best way is to stop thinking about the things you don't want. Otherwise, the law of attraction will continue to amplify them. For instance, instead of thinking, I don't want to get sick, shift your thoughts to, I want to stay healthy. That way, you'll attract health into your life. Think back on your experiences. Hasn't it always been this way? Everything you've encountered has been something you attracted into your life. Nothing happens without reason or cause. The law of attraction also has 5 key characteristics: fairness and objectivity, consistency and absoluteness, and precision. How do we understand these 5 traits? Let's break it down. Fairness and objectivity mean that the law of attraction operates impartially, regardless of your gender, status, or identity. Whatever you attract is what you will receive. Consistency and absoluteness indicate that what you consistently think about and feel aligns directly with your life experiences. If you focus on positive things, you'll attract positive outcomes. If you dwell on negative things, you'll attract negativity. As for precision, it means that any thought you've ever sent out into the universe will manifest in your life, with pinpoint accuracy, no exceptions. The law of attraction, like gravity, is precise and infallible. Now that we've covered the 2 necessary conditions and 5 traits of the law of attraction, let's take a moment to reflect on a deeper question. Does life have meaning? We often see people online saying things like, sometimes life feels so meaningless, or sometimes life feels so beautiful. Why do we feel this contradiction? Many of us have heard the saying, you can't take anything with you when you're born, and you can't take anything with you when you die. So, what's the purpose of coming into this world? According to the book, we're here to experience the richness and diversity of life, to explore our personal interests and fulfill our desires. Life is not something you can own. It's something you experience. Through life's challenges and trials, we gradually refine ourselves, figure out what we truly want, and let those desires accompany us through an extraordinary yet ordinary lifetime. This shows that life itself has no inherent meaning or value. It's up to us to give it meaning and value. As Japanese author Yasunari Kawabata once said, to exist is an act of futility. But as Chinese writer Mu Xin beautifully put it, the beauty of life lies in its lack of inherent meaning, leaving room for us to create our own. That's why life can feel meaningless at times and wonderful at others. It's all a result of what you've assigned to it. Whatever meaning you give to life, life will reflect it back to you. Once you understand your inner needs clearly, everything you desire will manifest for you. In youth, many of us feel lost, unsure of what we truly want. Some people even reach middle age still unclear about their desires. So, no matter your age or stage of life, as you listen to this, take this opportunity to learn some of the methods taught by the law of attraction to clear the fog and uncover your true life pursuits. The methods of the law of attraction are surprisingly simple. Observe the world around you and be ready to collect the things that bring you joy. Even your everyday experiences hold great value. Consciously gather all aspects of life that attract you, because what attracts you is a reflection of what you want. Combine these feelings of happiness and satisfaction, and piece together the elements you desire to create a clear self-portrait of the life you wish to pursue. For instance, You might notice someone driving a car you love, someone offering a warm smile, a beautiful house, or a quality in someone else that you'd like to embody. Whatever catches your eye and brings you joy, whether big or small, take note of it, either mentally or in writing. Then, mix these elements together in your mind to create your ideal scenario and lifestyle. However, remember not to simply copy someone else. Don't look for a perfect role model to imitate, because this is your life, your unique vision. You are your own creator. For example, if you see someone who is incredibly wealthy, but also struggling with health issues, you wouldn't want to adopt their entire reality into your life. Instead, take the part you admire, the wealth, and leave behind the part you don't, the illness. This is what's often referred to as separating the wheat from the chaff. When you can clearly identify what you want and consciously focus on it, those desires will quickly integrate into your life. You'll start to feel that you're actively attracting things that align with your current intentions. In this way, moment by moment, you'll gain a clearer understanding of yourself and what you truly want out of life. When the things you attract align perfectly with your inner world, this is what your life feels like. When you have a date, you'll arrive at the destination full of energy and right on time. At work, you'll feel fully prepared for every task ahead. When you attend a party, you'll feel confident in your outfit, knowing it perfectly reflects your personal style. In short, everything will feel just right. Starting now, set clear goals to attract what you truly want in life. Only when you have a clear understanding of your desires can you take the first real step in life. Life is full of infinite possibilities. Dare to dream big, and don't limit yourself. To summarize the key points we've covered, the law of attraction is everywhere, influencing our lives at every moment. Whatever you attract will become part of your life, and everything you experience is something you've drawn to yourself. That's why, no matter what happens, it's crucial to reflect inwardly and seek the reasons within yourself. Now, let's consider some questions for reflection and discussion. Have you felt the effects of the law of attraction in your life? Looking back, do your experiences align with the workings of this law? The law of attraction is everywhere and impacts every moment of our lives. Every experience we go through is connected to it. If that's the case, do you think success, money, and happiness are tied to the law of attraction? And how can we prevent unwanted things from entering our lives? These are questions everyone is curious about because they address topics that concern us all. Everything is connected to the law of attraction. So, can success also be attracted into your life through this law? Let's start by asking ourselves two questions. What does success mean to you? How do you define the standards of success? Some people define success as gaining greater recognition through social interactions, competition, and cooperation. Since humans are social creatures by nature, we instinctively seek social approval. As a result, most people strive to meet societal standards for success. In this context, the level of recognition someone receives from others becomes a measure of their success. You may have seen social media discussions listing milestones for success at different ages. For example, how much money you should save or what car you should drive by the age of 30 or 40. These metrics equate societal recognition solely with wealth. If wealth becomes the sole standard for measuring success, it would be a sad reality. Success is a broad topic, and it's hard to pin down a single, universal definition. For instance, the success of a product is often judged by whether its users find it helpful. A wedding is considered successful if it leaves everyone at the event feeling love and joy. Even trying out a new recipe and finding that the result matches or even exceeds your expectations can be a success. In this book, success is defined as accomplishing any desire, whether it's winning a prize, earning money, finding love, or achieving other goals. However, the best measure of success is happiness. And happiness, according to the book, depends on each person's emotional guidance system. In other words, the standard for success varies from person to person. Ultimately, there's no fixed standard for success. It depends on the individual and the situation. Success and failure are never permanent. As the saying goes, failure is the mother of success. When someone fails, it's often because they missed a step or lacked confidence and persistence. Think of it like using a computer. If something goes wrong, it might be because you didn't follow the operating instructions, which means you need to learn more about how the system works. Or it could be an issue with the computer itself, requiring repairs or replacement. Likewise, if you don't succeed this time, don't lose heart. Learn from the experience and keep moving forward. You'll eventually succeed. Money exists to serve people. People shouldn't live their lives solely for the sake of money. The purpose of earning money is to create a better life. Money itself doesn't bring happiness. Its value lies in what it can exchange for. For example, when we buy a bottle of water or a piece of clothing with the money we've earned, we feel satisfaction and joy. But those who sacrifice their health to earn money, or worse, those who compromise their morals to make money, are clearly misguided. Trading your health for money is never worth it, and earning money by harming others and crossing moral boundaries is unforgivable. Such people will never experience true happiness. Just as the law of attraction influences money, it also shapes the most valuable aspect of life, happiness. All our actions stem from our thoughts, so it's crucial not to feed your mind unhealthy or negative energy. When your heart is full of sunshine, there's no room for darkness. Happiness is personal. You need to learn how to pursue and maintain it, always turning your focus toward the light. Happiness has immense value because only when you're happy can you attract the things you truly desire. Happiness is your most natural state of being. If you don't allow yourself to feel happy, you're distancing yourself from your authentic self. In the process of pursuing happiness, you'll not only connect with your inner world, but also attract everything you desire. When happiness becomes your top priority, you'll naturally avoid focusing on things that make you feel bad. Simply thinking about what feels good will help you create a beautiful life filled with the things you dream of. Make every effort to stay happy, because any time spent in unhappiness is a waste of life. Since growth is inevitable, choose to fully embrace it and do so joyfully. When you yearn for happiness and remain sensitive to your emotions, focus on things that make you feel better and better. This will elevate your thoughts and vibrations. Through the law of attraction, your focus will draw only the things you truly want into your life. The law of attraction reminds us, consciously guiding your thoughts is the key to a happy life, and desiring to feel happy is paramount. The thoughts you have while striving for happiness will inevitably attract the exciting life you long for. In other words, when you feel genuinely happy, reflect on what caused that happiness. It could be the soothing music you're listening to, a peaceful walk, a meal, or a movie with someone you love, playing with children, reading an inspiring passage, or chatting with a friend. There are countless ways to spark joy. Write down the activities that make you happy and do them more often. Keep exploring new sources of happiness to keep yourself motivated and maintain that joyful state. Our actions are often extensions of our thoughts. That's why it's so important not to fill your mind with negative or unhealthy energy. Give yourself more sunshine. There are no unhappy people, only hearts that refuse to embrace joy. Happiness is a simple choice, and we should be open to it, because, in the end, all that truly matters is the happiness we create along the way. At this very moment, as you immerse yourself in this book, you are experiencing happiness. This moment is one of the rare and wonderful highlights of your life. We've talked about how to attract the things we desire: success, money, happiness into our lives. But how can we prevent the things we don't want from entering our lives? By leveraging the power of the law of attraction, you can attract the kind of success you envision. Break your goals into steps. One goal, one success, one breakthrough at a time. Over time, your entire life will transform into a series of achievements. If success is influenced by the law of attraction, does the same hold true for money? The book suggests that you can attract money into your life. But first, you need to believe that you're capable of having it. Then, use your talents to earn it. If you start with the mindset that you'll never be wealthy, even if you have the ability, you won't attract money. That's because you don't believe you can have it. Once you acquire money, it's equally important to cultivate the right mindset about it. As the saying goes, money isn't everything, but without it, you can't do anything. In modern society, money is essential. Without it, basic needs like food and shelter become unattainable. Unfortunately, some people prioritize making money to the point of neglecting their health, working tirelessly, or even compromising their ethics. These actions stray from the true purpose of earning money. On the other hand, those who hoard their money and never let it circulate also miss the point. Money only has value when it flows. Obsessively saving money often reflects a lack of confidence, a fear that you won't be able to earn more tomorrow. Instead of hoarding or chasing money recklessly, focus on using the law of attraction to build the life you want. When you align your mindset with your intentions, you'll naturally attract the wealth you need, while still maintaining balance in other areas of your life. Have you ever thought about this? Some things in your life seem to show up without your intention or effort to invite or create them. But the truth is, you are the inviter, the attractor, and the creator of even the things you don't want. According to the law of attraction, these unwanted things enter your life because of your thoughts and the attention you give to them. Most misfortunes in life are permitted by ourselves. The path of life is walked step by step, and the choices you make are your ultimate protection. Conversely, the choices you make can also harm you. What you see is often what you want to see or what others want you to see, but you can choose what to pay attention to and what to ignore. For the things you don't want, the best approach is to ignore them and do nothing about them. This world is your own, and the life you live is yours to create. You can choose the things you want to see and have. If you want your world to be filled with simplicity, kindness, and beauty, then use your eyes to focus on those things. For the ugly and vulgar, simply turn away and bypass them. Your thoughts and intentions carry energy. Brainwaves have frequencies, and their vibrations can influence other things, attracting what resonates with their frequency. Thoughts have an amplifying effect. They grow stronger and larger under your focus, drawing in more of the same. As long as you think about a specific idea, the law of attraction begins to work, bringing more similar ideas, conversations, and experiences into your life. For example, let's say you've been feeling a bit negative lately, and your quality of life seems to be declining. How can you stop this downward spiral and turn your life from negative to positive? This is where the law of attraction comes into play. What's happening is that a small negative thought has triggered the attraction of more negative thoughts, snowballing into your current state. The power of even a tiny negative thought can be immense. At this point, the book suggests that instead of trying to change your thoughts directly, you should distract yourself. Take a nap, watch a movie, listen to music, or play with your cat. Do something that shifts your attention away from the negative thoughts. By doing so, you'll gradually change your mindset. As soon as you start focusing on the positive aspects of what you already have, even if they're small, the law of attraction will begin to bring more positivity into your life. Stop the negative thoughts, and instead think more about the things you truly desire. By doing this, you can quickly shift from a negative to a positive state, and your quality of life will improve almost immediately. Our life experiences, to a great extent, reflect our thoughts. Every event you experience in adulthood is the result of your past thoughts and beliefs. Any problem you encounter ultimately originates from your own mindset. Your adult life is not shaped by anyone else's attraction, it's entirely created by you. Therefore, you mustn't give too much attention to the things you don't want. Don't spend your time and energy on them. Whenever you catch yourself thinking about something unwanted, or feeling a negative emotion, pause and learn to adjust. Shift your focus to a way of thinking that feels better to you. The power of thought is incredible. The law of attraction plays a significant role in shaping our lives. If you don't use it well, your life experiences may not turn out great. So, how can you make the law of attraction work for you, rather than letting it unknowingly influence you? The key lies in understanding the driving force behind the law of attraction. Let's reflect on a fundamental question. Is everything in the universe constructed from thoughts? The answer, as the book tells us, is yes. In this universe, the law of attraction is always at work, and nothing is exempt from it. Under its influence, one thought can attract other similar thoughts. Thoughts are vibrations, and the law of attraction acts directly upon them. Paying attention is the same as extending an invitation. As long as you notice something, it enters the vibrations of your thoughts and becomes part of your life. Thoughts are the raw material of your reality. They are the tools that attract or create everything you encounter, whether wanted or unwanted. Thoughts have a magnetic quality. They attract similar things into your life. When you focus on something, you'll notice that more and more people around you seem to be doing the same thing. At first, you might only silently think about a particular idea, but over time, you'll find others starting to discuss it with you. This happens because the law of attraction connects people vibrating on the same frequency, bringing them together. That's exactly how the law of attraction works. It gathers people who resonate with the same activity or idea. The more persistent your attention, and the deeper your focus, the stronger your attraction becomes, and the more signs related to that focus will appear in your life. Your intentional thoughts grow in power and influence until the subject of those thoughts becomes a tangible part of your life experience. You can deliberately bring any desired thing into your life, or remove any unwanted thing. However, time and energy are limited, while trivial matters can be endless. If you try to attract everything, you'll end up wasting your resources and exhausting yourself unnecessarily. Let me give you an example. There was a girl who studied metallurgical engineering and loved learning. However, since she didn't like the steel industry, she pursued a second degree in law. After entering the workforce, her job wasn't very demanding, so she continued to study in her free time. Inspired by Korean dramas, she learned Korean. Her love for Paris led her to study French, and she went on to dabble in Japanese and Spanish. But she only ever scratched the surface of these languages and skills. Now, 8 years after graduation, and having switched jobs multiple times, she's still earning a modest salary. Her love for learning wasn't the problem. The issue was that she attracted to many things without focus or clarity. She never took the time to organize her thoughts and decide on a clear path. Every field requires time, effort, and dedication to truly master. It's not enough to just enjoy the process of learning. Overly broad interests and superficial efforts can only lead to fleeting experiences without meaningful results. Life is finite, but knowledge is infinite. Trying to chase unlimited knowledge with limited time is bound to fail. Remember, whether you're focusing on yourself or others, everything comes from the vibrations of your own thoughts. Whatever you feel or experience is a result of where your attention lies. Trying to attract too much will only confuse your mind. The world is full of distractions and temptations, and spreading your energy too thin will make it impossible to concentrate. Many people feel anxious because they're trying to handle too many things at once, and it overwhelms them. Everything begins with thought. That's why, when you attract something into your life, you need to first think it through. Have direction, a clear purpose, and the mindset of a craftsman. As the saying goes, if you can do one thing well, it can move people. Recognize the power of your thoughts, learn to make choices, and carefully select what you focus on. Don't try to attract everything. Focus only on what truly matters to you. Every achievement and every bit of wealth you've gained started with a single thought. Thoughts shape your life, and only by consciously and deliberately guiding them can you take control of your life. When you fully grasp the reins of your destiny, you'll realize that you are the sole creator of your life. Let's dive into an important question. Which is more important, thinking or action? Earlier, we discussed that thoughts are the driving force behind attraction, so the answer should be clear. Thinking is more important. But why are we still exploring this topic? Because even though many people understand that thought drives attraction, they still believe action holds greater significance. They argue, without action, no matter how grand your thoughts are, they're just empty dreams. You need action to make them real. But the book tells us this perspective is flawed. While action is important, it's far less crucial than thought. Here's the truth. The thinking we're referring to is the deliberate alignment of your inner world and personal beliefs. The author explains that those who believe action is more important often fail to recognize the power of thought, its vibrational nature, or the immense influence of the law of attraction. As a result, they rely solely on action, thinking it's the only way to create results. Let me give you an example. Imagine you have clear standards for your ideal partner, but because you've yet to meet someone who fits those standards, you feel lonely or pressured. Out of impatience or other reasons, you decide to compromise and settle for someone who doesn't meet your true desires. While this action produces a result, it isn't the result you truly wanted. Such actions aren't successful, they're compromises, and they're unfair to both yourself and the other person. This example highlights the difference between thought and action. When action is not guided by aligned thoughts, it can lead to outcomes that don't resonate with your true desires. Instead of forcing actions, focus on aligning your thoughts with what you genuinely want. Only then can your actions naturally lead to fulfilling results. When it comes to making decisions, we should always listen to our true inner voice and follow the principle of rather go without than settle for less. However, many people lack patience and rush into action, hoping for instant results. They fail to align their thoughts with their inner desires before taking action, so the outcomes they achieve reflect their fleeting thoughts rather than their true aspirations. Take this example: a woman has just ended a toxic relationship. During the relationship, she suffered emotional abuse and mistreatment, and it took her great effort to break free. Yet, after becoming single, she found her days dull and lonely. Seeking distraction, she returned to familiar places, met new acquaintances, and quickly entered another relationship. What she failed to realize was that the law of attraction was still at work. Even though she feared being hurt again, her emotional void drove her to act impulsively, without reflection or healing. As a result, she found herself in yet another harmful relationship, experiencing the same pain. This cycle repeated because she hadn't taken the time to change the aspects of herself that were attracting the wrong kind of partner. The saying, "You reap what you sow," couldn't be more fitting here. Without giving herself a period of recovery, without reflecting on her past mistakes, and without making meaningful changes, she inevitably ended up with the same results. These outcomes were not coincidental, they were creations of her own thoughts and actions. From this and similar examples, we can draw an important conclusion: whether single, fresh out of a relationship, or embarking on other endeavors, we must learn to listen to our true inner voice. Think carefully before acting. Reflect, then act. If we act without deliberate thought, the results are unlikely to be positive. This is because thoughts are the cause, and actions are the effect. Thoughts guide actions. The book emphasizes repeatedly that we are not here to create everything through actions alone. Everything begins with your thoughts. Thoughts are the seeds, while actions are merely the tools to bring those seeds to fruition. Only when your actions align with your thoughts can you achieve the results you truly desire. To ensure your actions align with your inner world, the most effective approach is to remain aware of your desires and continuously fine-tune your thoughts until they resonate perfectly with your true aspirations. Then, allow the law of attraction to work its magic, bringing you the perfect match from the universe. Let's revisit the example of love. Hollywood actor George Clooney remained unmarried for years until, at the age of 52, he met Amal Alamuddin, a 36-year-old British lawyer. Amal was perfectly aligned with Clooney's vision of the partner he desired. Once their connection was clear, Clooney acted decisively, and the two were married in 2014. In this case, his actions were guided by his thoughts, and the alignment between the two led him to find true love. Now that we've established the importance of thoughts, you might wonder, does the law of attraction work on the principle of like attracts like, or opposites attract? After all, we've all heard the saying like poles repel like poles attract. If two things are completely identical, their respective goals cannot be fully satisfied. For example, consider the saying, two sellers are rivals. A seller cannot attract another seller, because they are offering the same product and are in competition. However, a seller can attract a buyer because their needs differ and complement each other, creating harmony. Take love as another example. A shy man might be attracted to an outgoing woman because his ideal goal is to become more outgoing himself. In essence, he is drawn to someone who embodies the traits he aspires to have. Love is about mutual attraction and mutual appreciation. You admire qualities in someone else that you lack, and those qualities are what draw you to them. Similarly, the other person is attracted to you because you possess traits they don't have. Now, you might wonder, but wait, aren't some people attracted to similar traits? I see many examples of this in real life. For instance, you might observe two people who, though not working at the same company, are in the same industry and share the same field of expertise. Despite being competitors, they have a deep mutual appreciation for each other. Why is that? The reason lies in the signals they emit to the universe. Although they work in the same field with similar goals and are technically competitors, their shared passion allows them to learn from each other and complement each other's strengths. This is why the book tells us it's neither like attracts like, nor opposites attract. Instead, it's about frequencies aligning. Everyone has vibrations within them, vibrations stemming from the things they desire, as well as vibrations stemming from the lack of those things. Regardless of whether people are similar or different, as long as the signals they send out are aligned, they will attract each other. To summarize, thoughts are magnetic. They are the driving force of the law of attraction, and we must carefully choose our thoughts to create intentionally. Thoughts are the cause, while actions are the tools and methods to bring those thoughts into reality. Before taking action, think carefully, align your actions with your inner self, and only then proceed. It's not about like attracts like, or opposites attract. It's about alignment of frequencies. Let's pose a question for reflection. Have you ever wasted time and effort because you didn't think things through? The book emphasizes that thoughts are the source of everything. They guide our actions and shape our reality. And who controls our thoughts? The answer is obvious, it's us. We are the source of everything. Without you, nothing would exist. Nothing would happen. Many people spend their time complaining about themselves, feeling worthless. But in the grand scheme of things, you are invaluable. You possess immense worth and incredible power. The book points out that every person's existence holds intrinsic value. Your existence is reason enough. If you constantly seek external validation to prove your worth, it suggests you don't see your own value. You're not here to prove your worth to the world. You're inherently valuable just by existing. Your purpose in life is to experience and grow joyfully, because in this lifetime, nothing can truly be owned. Everything can only be experienced. So how do you experience joyful growth? The book explains that it's through the power of desire, the power of acceptance, and more precisely, through your use of the law of attraction. You integrate into the real world by engaging with these forces. Without the law of attraction, you wouldn't have any desires. If someone lacks desires, the universe itself would lack attraction, the world wouldn't function properly, and humanity would lose hope and joy. The existence of this law means that the thought, "I am useless," is completely out of sync with your inner self. That's why, when you feel useless, your emotions turn negative, and you feel awful. Once you understand this, you can start working on improving the direction of your thoughts. Recognizing your inherent value is essential. Without this awareness, you cannot attract the precious opportunities and resources that are rightfully yours. If you cannot appreciate yourself, it's like rejecting the everlasting happiness that nature has gifted you. As the Chinese poet Li Bai once said, "Heaven gave me talents. They must have their use." And as Mike Murdoch remarked, everything created has a unique gift to solve a specific problem. This applies not only to objects, but also to people. Each of us is unique, and we all have talents that no one else can replicate. The author of the book shares an example of this. Her assistant was often clumsy and forgetful. During a business trip, the assistant struck up an easy conversation with the complete stranger, the driver, showing a natural gift for connecting with people. Over time, the author observed this outgoing trait in several situations and eventually spoke with the assistant, recommending her for a position in the marketing department. Sure enough, within a year, the assistant was promoted to head of marketing. The author concludes, everyone has a place where they belong. Each of us has strengths and weaknesses, and the key is to recognize and leverage your strengths. Focus your energy on what you're good at. To live a good life, you must pay attention to your potential rather than your limitations. You need to maximize your talents and abilities, for failing to do so means missing your opportunity to serve the world. Here's a practical method to discover your strengths. Take a notebook and, at the top of one page, write, "My strengths." Then, list everything you like about yourself, every positive trait you possess. Continue to build and refine these traits, starting to reintroduce yourself to you. Understand that you cannot please everyone, because people's expectations of you will always differ. Your responsibility is to be true to yourself. No one else can create your life experiences. Everything you've achieved is entirely your own doing. You deserve full credit for shaping your life through every thought, every word, and every action. Recognizing and loving yourself is a lifelong lesson and an essential skill. Learn to love every part of yourself, including your imperfections. No person, place, or thing has the power to rule over you, because you alone are the thinker in your mind. You are the one who creates your experiences, your world, and every person in your life. How do you begin to understand yourself? By exploring your inner world. Everything you want or don't want is a reflection of your thoughts. Some might assume that to truly understand their inner world, they need to monitor their every thought, sorting them into categories, keeping the desirable ones, and discarding the unwanted ones. But that's an impossible task. Researchers estimate that we have about 60,000 thoughts per day. Can you imagine how exhausting and time-consuming it would be to control all those thoughts? Moreover, such an effort would be futile, because life is constantly evolving, and so are your thoughts. Instead of trying to micromanage your thoughts, a more effective approach is to pay attention to your emotions and use your emotional guidance system. Emotions are like traffic lights for your inner world, signaling the alignment or misalignment between your current thoughts and your true desires. When you focus on a subject, forming specific perspectives and opinions, your inner world does the same. The emotions you experience reveal whether those perspectives are in harmony or conflict with one another. Your inner world always understands things in a way that will bring you the best possible outcome. If your focus aligns with what your inner self truly desires, you'll feel positive emotions. If your focus is out of alignment, you'll feel negative emotions. What you desire is a direct reflection of your inner world. Whenever you focus on what you truly want, you'll feel strong, positive emotions, a natural response. Emotions are one of the most incredible gifts we have. They provide clarity about what we're thinking and serve as a feedback system to tell us whether we're on the right track or veering off course. By leveraging your emotional guidance system and staying attuned to your feelings, you can easily determine if you've strayed from the path your inner world envisions. Examine the details of your life carefully, and you'll see that everything is closely tied to your inner world. Your emotions are a direct channel of communication with your inner self. When your emotions flow smoothly and positively, your inner world is balanced. If you feel out of sync, it's an opportunity to realign your focus and return to harmony with your true desires. Every single emotion you experience, without exception, is a result of the dialogue between you and your inner self. It serves as a reminder of whether your current thoughts, words, and actions are in harmony with your true nature. In other words, when you have thoughts, speak words, or engage in actions that go against your authentic self, your inner world will express itself through negative emotions. This happens because you are out of alignment with your true desires, and your actions or thoughts conflict with what you genuinely want. Conversely, when your thoughts, words, or actions align with your true nature, your inner world will reflect this through positive emotions. In this state, you are being true to yourself, and everything you do resonates with your authentic intentions. Once you understand the great emotional guidance system and practice using it, you'll begin to see the world through the lens of your inner self. The more you do this, the clearer the 5 key principles of the law of attraction will become. A single thought, if it stirs your emotions, can rapidly transform your life. That's why it's so important to pay attention to your emotional shifts. The moment you experience negative emotions, regardless of the reason, the circumstances, or how they appeared, stop whatever you're doing. Redirect your thoughts and focus on something that makes you feel good until you feel relief. By concentrating on thoughts that bring you the best emotional experience, you can realign with your inner world. When you trust your inner self and habitually follow its guidance, you will come to understand your true desires, your life's passion, and your complete self. In this state, you embody natural health and happiness. At this point, you've fully mastered the wisdom and essence of the law of attraction. Whether you're reflecting on the past, observing the present, or imagining the future, you do so through the power of the present moment. Any subject that holds your current focus activates a vibration, and the law of attraction immediately responds to it. Strictly speaking, all creativity exists in the now. Not only can the present moment guide your current reality, but it also lays the foundation for your future. As the saying goes, an ineffective present stems from a lack of effort in the past. Likewise, a lack of effort in the present will lead to an ineffective future. What your future becomes depends entirely on what you are doing right now. 11. When it comes to the past, no matter what, you cannot change it, it's already a fact. What you can do is stop thinking about it altogether. Instead of exhausting yourself trying to erase the past, focus on the present and the things you truly want. Embrace the now, for it holds immense power. All of your strength lies in this very moment. Carefully reflect on your current situation, use this moment to envision what you want, and let your mind clarify your desires. Then, live the present with intention and purpose. To deliberately create the things you desire, you must first dare to imagine them and believe that you can have them. For example, if you dream of owning a brand new red car, the moment you think of it, you've already initiated the creation process. But if you follow that thought with doubts like, "It's too expensive, I can't afford it," you've suppressed your creation. By questioning your ability or doubting your financial means, you push the desire away, exclude it from your life, and distance yourself from it. This kind of hesitation and lack of belief diminishes your enthusiasm, weakens the energy of your thoughts, and disrupts the initial stage of creation. As we've mentioned before, for anything to enter your life, two conditions must be met. You must allow it, and you must accept it. Only then can it become part of your reality. So, when you desire something, you can't just let the thought pass by. You need to feel excitement and passion for it. That's what true acceptance looks like. When you give positive attention to the things you want, you attract them into your life. However, if your focus shifts to the absence of those things, you'll only attract more of that absence. Once you've identified and confirmed what you want, it's time to actively create it. Begin by visualizing your perfect life, imagining yourself in your ideal state, surrounded by things that bring you joy. Let this intentional visualization evoke a sense of fulfillment and pleasure. These positive feelings will guide you, helping you manifest your ideal life. If possible, place yourself in environments where you can experience the essence of what you desire. For example, many parents take their children to visit their dream universities before major exams, effectively using the law of attraction to inspire and motivate. To summarize, recognize and value yourself, understand your worth, and acknowledge the close connection between your inner world and your emotions. In the present moment, use intentional thoughts to do things that genuinely make you feel good, bringing you closer to your authentic self and greater wisdom. Now, let's consider a question. Have there been times when you doubted or undervalued yourself? Living the life you want begins with understanding that you are the source of everything. Your healthy body is the foundation of your thoughts, and your inner world determines the reality you create. With a clearer understanding of the law of attraction, how can you effectively apply it to create the life you desire? The law of attraction responds to your thoughts, words, and actions. Research shows that repeated thoughts, words, and actions can reshape your brain through neuroplasticity. In other words, the more you repeat something, whether it's thinking about it, speaking about it, or practicing it, the more space your brain allocates for that habit or skill. Engage in self-affirmation. Say positive things about yourself, act positively, and repeat these behaviors often. The more you say and do them, the better you'll feel. This purifies the vibrations of your thoughts, reducing contradictions and increasing clarity. Focus your vision, language, and actions on what you want, letting them transcend your current reality and concentrate purely on your desires. The more you think about and talk about what you want, the faster it will manifest in your life. If you aspire to be successful, dress like a successful person. Act as though you're prepared for success or have already achieved it. This readiness invites success into your life. People will take you more seriously when you present yourself seriously. However, self-affirmation alone isn't enough to attract results. It's the positive emotions you feel while affirming yourself that indicate your thoughts are vibrating powerfully. The law of attraction always responds to strong, clear vibrations. Emulation is a powerful form of self-affirmation combined with positive action. If you want to become a certain type of person, emulate them. Thoughts guide actions, but actions can also influence thoughts. There's a saying, if you want to be successful, start by looking like a successful person. This principle applies to vitality, beauty, success, and even happiness. All of these can be emulated. Here's a practical method. Create a list, much like the one we discussed earlier for doing things that make you happy. For 1 week, focus all your energy on acting as though you already possess the qualities or habits you desire. Add to this list as needed, and keep practicing until you've cultivated all the traits and habits you aspire to have. As Shakespeare famously said, "Assume a virtue if you have it not." When you reflect on your life and observe the people around you, you'll notice there isn't a single piece of evidence that contradicts the immense power of the law of attraction. If you pay attention to your past thoughts and words and compare them to your current experiences, you'll find a perfect correspondence between them. Any form of thought, when repeated often enough, becomes imprinted in your mind and turns into a habit. Similarly, if there's a thought or habit you don't want, simply stop repeating it and gradually ignore it. Over time, it will weaken and eventually disappear. Let's think about this. If every selfish person on this planet were to get everything they desired, what kind of chaos would ensue? The world operates according to certain rules, and if everyone could effortlessly obtain everything they wanted, it could lead to widespread degeneration and selfishness. Before long, many people might feel that life has lost its meaning entirely. Life is like a parabolic curve, and each phase of life comes with its own matched experiences. For instance, there's a saying, "It's normal to be poor in your 20s." Many dismiss this as empty motivation, but it's actually a reflection of reality. At 20-something, most people are just starting their careers. They lack experience, and lower salaries are common, so this stage of life feels normal. Life's peak often comes between the ages of 35 and 45. From this perspective, age and wealth are often proportional. At this stage, knowledge is abundant, experience is rich, and wealth, being an extension of ability, naturally grows. As your capabilities increase, so too does your prosperity. These achievements are the fruits of your effort and skill. By the time you reach your 50s, you may begin to see the world with greater clarity and let go of many things, having experienced and understood them. At this stage, health and family harmony often bring contentment. Breaking life into phases offers a powerful solution. Life progresses step by step, and attempting to tackle everything at once only leads to confusion and anxiety. Don't rush. Don't try to handle too many things at the same time or leap ahead to the next stage prematurely. Doing so will only backfire, doubling the effort for half the result. The length of a phase can vary. You can plan your life in years, days, or even hours, depending on your situation. Each phase should have a clear goal. For example, when you wake up in the morning, that marks the beginning of a new phase. During this time, you can meditate for 5 minutes or stretch, whatever helps you start the day feeling refreshed and eager to begin. After getting out of bed, preparing a healthy breakfast, like oatmeal or fruit, becomes the focus of this phase. The goal here is to energize yourself and greet the day feeling vibrant and full of life. If you're preparing for an event, that's another phase. You might put on suitable attire that makes you feel confident and poised for the occasion. Once you're in the car, you're in yet another phase. Use this time to enjoy the scenery or have a lighthearted chat with the driver. The goal here is to spend the journey pleasantly. When it's time to sleep, you enter a final phase for the day. You might read a book or listen to music to fully relax before drifting off to a peaceful rest. By structuring your day with phased goals, you'll discover the power and energy that come from purposeful living. You'll find that you can direct more focus and effort toward fewer, but more meaningful details. This approach leaves you feeling energized and unstoppable. You'll realize that you're in full control of your life, and the law of attraction will respond more powerfully to your intentional focus. Whenever you transition into a new phase, take a brief moment to pause and reflect. Either state aloud or silently affirm what you want to achieve in that phase. The value of phase planning lies in these moments of pause, clarifying your true desires, setting reasonable goals, and becoming a discerning selector of what you want to attract into your life. Phase planning also helps us lay the groundwork for our lives and manage time effectively. Without it, life can feel aimless, and you may unintentionally attract things you don't want. For instance, if you're at work and see a colleague watching TV, you might unconsciously start watching too, without any intention or purpose. Or, like the example of the girl who tried to learn too many languages and skills, you might spread yourself too thin and end up only skimming the surface of many areas. The lack of phase planning leads to a scattershot approach, accepting everything without discernment. In each phase, focus only on what's appropriate for that time. Don't stagnate, but don't overreach either. Remember, slow progress is better than rushed failure. Keep working steadily, and time will bring you everything you desire. For instance, when drinking tea, simply drink tea. Savor the color and flavor of each cup. That's the essence of tea culture. Do one thing at a time and focus on the present. When driving, focus on safe driving. Avoid distractions like phone calls or unrelated activities. Over time, you'll find that you no longer need to force yourself to act intentionally. Things will naturally unfold in the way you need, because habits will have taken root, and doing these things will feel effortless. Before starting a new phase, take a moment to confirm what you want to achieve in it. Don't enter the phase with scattered thoughts or aimless wandering. Approach each day with anticipation and a desire for progress. When you set clear plans, embrace them, and reap their results, you'll experience immense satisfaction. Every emotion you feel is a dialogue with your inner self. It tells you whether your thoughts, words, and actions are in harmony with who you truly are. This understanding is essential to grasping the art of acceptance, which I've saved for the end, because only when you fully understand the law of attraction can you truly appreciate the beauty of acceptance. Acceptance is a state of peace that comes after long-term effort and growth. It's one of life's most important lessons. You cannot demand others to act according to your wishes. Instead of trying to make everyone behave the same way or do what you like, it's better to acknowledge that everyone has the right to pursue what makes them happy. Focus on attracting the things you love and want in your own life. Don't judge others, and don't interfere with their lives. Learn to become someone who ignores irrelevant things. It's already hard enough for everyone to live their own lives. Let people be. Your task is to master your thoughts and change yourself, not others. Once you understand this, life will feel much lighter. Let me give you an example. You might think certain jobs are incredibly hard, like farming, digging for potatoes, milking cows, or drilling for oil. But that's only your perspective. We live in a perfectly balanced universe, where everyone has their own unique talents. When you dislike doing something, it's hard for you to imagine that others might enjoy it or be okay with it, but that's because you're not them. Direct your energy toward the things that truly matter to you, and allow others to be themselves. Accept that everyone has the right to create their own life in their own way. When you focus on what's truly important to you, you won't have time for irrelevant distractions like soap operas, workplace gossip, or neighborhood chatter. You're here to create within the environment you choose, while also accepting that the world can continue in ways others find meaningful. Desires arise naturally from the beginning of life. You can have what you want, but you also need to accept what is the past, because your past experiences have helped you grow. They've made you wiser, more knowledgeable, and more capable of improving yourself. At the same time, you must also accept your aspirations and believe that they can become reality. That's accepting the future. Everything in life is constantly evolving. Nothing remains the same. We're always seeking change, growth, and understanding. That's why we're here to be ever-growing, ever-changing, and endlessly evolving individuals. Once you master the art of acceptance, you'll understand that your purpose in life is not to enforce your version of truth on others. Acceptance is the greatest act of kindness toward life itself. To summarize, through emulation, you can do the things you want to do and become the person you wish to be. In each phase of life, focus on what needs to be done, set goals for that phase, and stay on course. The most important lesson in life is acceptance. Life won't always be perfect, and during times when things don't go as planned or when life feels less than ideal, if change isn't possible, embrace what is with grace and acceptance. The law of attraction introduces many ideas that challenge traditional thinking. If you're encountering these concepts for the first time, you might not fully grasp them right away. I recommend rewatching this video and practicing these ideas in your daily life. With time and reflection, they'll start to resonate more deeply. Starting now, take a close look at yourself, your thoughts, the things you discuss, and the desires you hold. Ask yourself specific questions about your current situation. Use the principles of the law of attraction as a guide, and draw useful insights to quickly boost your happiness and fulfillment. By consistently applying these ideas, you'll be able to transform your life. You'll attract the things you desire, fulfill your goals, and create the beautiful life you dream of. I'm Pink Woody, your new YouTuber. See you in the next video.